Hello, family history writers, and welcome to this week's edition of Storylines. Today, I want to talk to you about something that every writer faces and sometimes fears: revision. It's the stage we tend to resist. We'll say we'll come back to it later, or we tell ourselves we're not quite ready yet. But I want to offer you a different way to look at it. So come on with me and let's dive in. Revision isn't a punishment for not getting it right the first time. It's a rite of passage. The moment you move from someone who writes stories to someone who crafts them. And if you haven't reached that stage yet, if you're still figuring out where to begin or writing without much direction, you're already on your own rite of passage. Because clarity doesn't start with editing. It starts with understanding the kind of story you want to tell. Before we can refine our words, we have to build a foundation strong enough to hold them. That's the work of learning story structure, purpose, and the emotional through line of a story. And it's every bit as important as revision itself. When you finish a first draft, you've proven your commitment. You've shown up for the story. But revision, that's where you show up for the reader. It's where you look at your own work, you look at it in the eye, and you say, I see the shape of what I've made. Now I want to bring out its truth. Every writer who has ever grown knows this threshold. It's not glamorous. It's quiet, sometimes uncomfortable, but it's where clarity begins to form. Revision teaches humility because good writing takes time. It teaches patience because that beauty often hides beneath the clutter. And it teaches courage because cutting or reshaping what you love is an act of trust. It's a bit like tending a vineyard. You prune not to destroy the vine, but to help it bear more fruit. Revision is pruning. It's what lets the story breathe. Now, if you're watching this and thinking, I'm not even at revision yet, that's okay. The act of returning to your work, even to see what's missing, is part of becoming a stronger writer. Maybe you're still sketching scenes, and maybe you're writing from instinct without a plan. That's okay, because that's where our Story Foundations program comes in. That's where it can help you. It helps you find the framework, the heartbeat, and the emotional arc that makes revision easier later on. It's the perfect way to start building the clarity and structure your story deserves. It's a small step that sets you up for everything that comes next. There's a moment in every writer's journey when you realize the draft you have isn't bad. It's simply becoming. That's the rite of passage. The moment you trade the excitement of creation for the discipline of clarity. And once you've walked through it, you'll never see your writing the same way again. Because revision is where you find your voice. Not the one that tries to sound like a writer, but the one that finally sounds like you. So, whether you're standing at the start or you're deep in your draft, remember, growth doesn't happen when you start something new. It happens when you return to what you've already begun and give it new life. Now, if you're ready to learn how to build that structure and purpose, explore our Story Foundations program. And if you have already written your story and you're ready to refine it, you want to consider joining us for the Art of Refinement Retreat. a week devoted to craft and clarity and creative renewal. Both are part of our Black Friday event with exclusive bonuses and early access for our writing community. So, wherever you are in your writing journey, this is your season to take the next step. Until next time, keep writing, keep refining, and be sure to come back here next week for another edition of Storylines.